intimidate folks.
Total Battle. Play now for free.
So why not take out an SBA loan? Why get ripped off by a traditional business loan?
Are they that different?
Yeah, most business loans drain you with crazy high interest rates and terms so short you can barely.
You obviously launched a fresh round of strikes overnight. Iran said overnight the Strait of Hormuz is closed. Which is it, Mr. President, and how are you going to respond?
And I don't want to talk about it because I want to honor the life of Lindsey Graham, so I don't want to talk about it. I told you that before the call.
Iran has declared the Strait of Hormuz closed. Is that true, Mr. President?
It's open as far as we're concerned. Don't talk about it. Talk about the reason that you asked me to speak.
Okay.
From terminating the filibuster, which is the single smartest thing we could do. Because then you get everything. You know, that's bigger. But Spencer Pratt came up to my office. He said he thought he won. That Steve
Mr. President, real quickly, did you notice anything different from Lindsey?
He's going to be in the runoff.
On the phone?
These elections are very dishonest. And you can't have a country unless you have a really honest election.
The president went on several networks to discuss the death of Senator Lindsey Graham, but he firmly told CNN and NBC that he wanted to just pay tribute to the senator. Meanwhile, on Fox News, well, here are the hosts doing everything imaginable to try and get him to discuss the Republican senator.
We're taking over the Strait. They have nothing. They've got nothing. So something that nobody knows. Yesterday, they had an 11-hour meeting. Everything's 11 hours with these guys. You know, you can't settle in one sentence. And Obama was the worst of all because Obama actually went to their side. Obama, because, you know, he's well, let's not say. Let's leave that for another time. He was terrible.
Trump's appearance on Fox this morning is doing the rounds across social media after the president was brought on to discuss the passing of Lindsey Graham at the age of 71. And while their intention was to have the president, you know, say a few words, the tribute soon became, as most things do, a Trump monologue. Because for Donald Trump, even grief has to pass through his own political needs. Lindsey Graham's death became another opening for Trump to talk about his agenda, to the point that host Lawrence Jones tried desperately to redirect the conversation back to the topic at hand. Several times, by the way. The Fox host trying to get an answer on whether the president had noticed anything different about Lindsey Graham the last time he spoke to him. But instead, Donald Trump continued to meander, talking about mail-in ballots and dishonest elections, to the point that many online said that it was more avoidance than rambling.
On the terminating the filibuster, which is the single smartest thing we could do, because then you get everything. You know, that's bigger. But even if we took the small loaf, and the small loaf is the Save America Act, and it's very simple. It's voter ID, it's proof of citizenship, and it's no voter back. It's, you know, the ballot. Look what happened to the kid in California. They sent a million ballots. Nobody knew where they came from.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, you don't do mail-in ballots unless you're in the military, you're in deployment, you're in the military. You don't do them if somebody's sick, if somebody's disabled, or if you go on vacation. You know, you get a pass. We make it nice and easy.
But Mr. President, did you notice anything different?
They find millions and millions of ballots. It's impossible. Spencer Pratt came up to my office. He said he thought he won. I said, why didn't you complain? He didn't know who to complain to. But what they did to that guy was unbelievable. He's a nice guy. He worked so hard. And they found millions of ballots, you know, and they took the election away from him. They almost did it to Steve Hilton. I complained. I got the U.S. attorneys involved and the FBI. And as soon as because he was, you know, they were putting out reports.